Well, hello, friends of Private Universe. Welcome back. Today I have the second installment of my interview with Heaven and Jack. We kept driving and talking about many things. Enjoy.
The times that I've ever felt the most free is when I didn't know anyone anything. So I never had to swallow my belief systems because I knew that, if I lose this job, I've got to pay this mortgage or I've got to pay this, this rent. But when you no longer have debts, you're pretty free. I find that. And then other things as well. Just after a while, you develop your own sort of sense of freedom. Like I've now, when someone that I thought before, when I was young, this person has a position of power, and he's saying stuff that I don't really agree with, but I don't question it because I let him talk because I'm in my place. I'm no longer in my place. I assume a similar position as them, and that happened with time, because when you're young, plus our parents as well. You talk about your dad, no, mostrar dientes, don't rock the boat,
Go along with it.
Yeah, go along with it. And unfortunately, they were our sort of role models. But when we started saying, no, to me, I remember once I was offered this job. That was a great job. It was brilliant. It was, in those days, I was earning about 60 grand. They were going to offer me about 90 grand.
Sure.
And I went for it, stupidly thinking, I'm going to go chase the money. I hated it. From day one, I was already working the night before because I was already stressing the night before at home about the next day's job. So I wasn't doing a 9-hour shift. I was actually doing an overnight shift.
Yeah.
Plus, I was doing 18 hours of work.
So per hour you were earning less.
Less, exactly. Because I was still working when I was at home. And I remember once, this fucking asshole of a boss I had. Firstly, he was just on a power trip. Secondly, nothing against gay people, but he was gay and he wanted to pick me up and he would call me Juanito and stuff like that. So I fucked him over once. This is a good story, actually. He promised me a company car when I started. It was going to be a package of about 95,000 plus a company car. I go, all right, I'll take the job. He said he was going to promise it to me straight away. After about a week, I go, where's my company car, George? He said, no, look, you've got to do your 3 months of probation and then you're going to get your company car. I said, well, look, already I was starting to speak my mind. I said, no, look, George, that's not what you promised me. And he got a bit upset with me. So again, the South American guy came out at me. I remember once we were driving back from my job was to give speeches about the services that we do. We were driving back home one day and he started talking about South Americans and the tango and the tango, and remember that movie with Robert De Niro, Scent of a Woman? And I said, George, I don't think it was actually Robert De Niro. I think it was Al Pacino. Smug old prick that he was. He goes, no, John, I'm sure it's Robert De Niro. And I clicked. I said, do you want to make a bet? He said, all right, what's the bet? And I knew this guy was going after me. I said, look, if you win this bet, for 1 month, you can do whatever you want with me. I said it like that.
Yeah.
He's using that, his eyes lit up.
Yeah.
Okay, you can do whatever you want with me. Outside of work, inside of work. Okay? And he goes, all right. He was an American trolo. Okay. And I go, what do you want if I win? I said, I want to get your company car. He was driving around in the latest, because all the other guys were getting these really shitty Fords, and he had the best top of the line LTD Ford. He said, oh, all right, I'm in. I go, okay. And then I knew that I wanted to keep him on this bet because I knew that he was probably going to, why would I bet on something? And I said to him, George, no, look, George, actually I changed my mind. I said, I don't really want to do this, but I'm not really sure if I knew who.
Yeah.
I go, I'm not really sure if it actually was. He goes, no, John. He was an American prick, already American. He goes, no, John. He goes, the bet's a bet and you've got to do it. I go, oh, look, George, really? No. I knew straight away that I was going to win. And he was all smug on the way home. Okay. He goes, I was just so happy. And then we go through it. We were coming back down because I was working in, where was I working in? Shitty place. It was an awful, plus the office. I hate office work. I had a window that was above. It wasn't even in front of me. It was above. And I was so depressed there. So on the way back home, I go, look, there's a Blockbuster. Let's go in and find out. Let's get this once and for all. So I went in there. And the lady that was the person in Blockbuster, I go, look, we're looking for that movie, Scent of a Woman. She goes, oh, that movie with Al Pacino. I go, exactly. And George is going, no, it's Robert De Niro. And I go, no, George, I'm pretty sure it's still Al Pacino.
Yeah.
I got it out. I go, look, Al Pacino, when can I get this company car? You promised me this. He got the shit. Ended up driving the same car, and all the people at work, they probably thought I was sick. I had the same car as you.
So he was good with it.
Yeah. He goes, next week, all right. He was pissed off, and after that, he treated me really shit because I challenged him and I won. You got to work within the system. That's what I'm saying. I was in a position where this guy had the power.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to figure out a way that I can give him the illusion that he had the power. And by this stage, I knew that it's all an illusion, power is all an illusion. Yeah. And what did he want from me? I figured and that's power. When the knowledge of power is when you realize what does the other person want from you, not from what you need to give the other person. What I want from the other person. That's power. And then I worked around it. It was brilliant. And at work, I remember, how the fuck did you do that? And I told them the story. They loved it because he was a real asshole.
Well, it was good that he stuck with it.
He stuck with it. He stuck with, and then I ended up leaving. Remember, that was the time that we went to Melbourne to play in. I left that job.
S11 a year before.
S11.
September 11, which was 2001.
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah.
September 11, 2000.
And by that stage, I'd had enough of my job. Even the car didn't make any difference. So Carlos and I had to go and play a gig in Melbourne for the 12 Summit or something?
Yeah, it was that G7 thing, whatever.
Right.
But it just happened to be September 11, 2000.
Fuck.
SC11 it was called.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was before.
Yeah, exactly a year before. Yeah, all the problems started. Yeah.
So I left my job that day, and I went to that. No, we went to that thing first. I remember we went to that thing, and then I came back. I said, "Look, I quit." Before I quit, I ended up going straight to the bank because I'd already done my 4 months or something, so I knew I could get a loan, and that's when I started my sugarcane business.
Yeah.
I got that loan. I said, "I want a personal loan." You can't leave. You got to give us notice. I go, "I don't have to give you anything." It's beautiful when you don't. I don't have to give you anything, George. I'm sorry, but I'm leaving today. He got this shit.
You should just slept with him.
No, I'd be rich now. Seriously, I'd be a millionaire. All the gay people that have wanted to give me things.
It's so popular.
Yeah. No, that's...
Take control of your own, and that's the thing. When you do your own thing, like you're doing, Carlos, you know, where you now have your own company, your own business, you know, that's control.
Well, it's all about the lifestyle, I think. It doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
If you create a lifestyle and you revolve everything else around that lifestyle, then you're on a good thing. But if you have a job or relationship or anything else, business, and then everything revolves around that, including your lifestyle, then that can't last long. I think you pick your lifestyle and then you fit everything else around that. I think that's, for me anyway, that's where the secret is of feeling that you have some control over your freedom.
Do you like your job, what you're doing?
Oh, I love my job. Yeah, I love my job, and it gives me a lot of...
And that's part of your lifestyle? That's what you're talking about? That your job is actually... Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I spend a lot of time... Well, I get paid well for it, so that helps. Of course, in a capitalist society, if you get paid well for what you do, that helps. But it takes a bit of your time. But then you still have a lot of time left if you balance things properly. Now, if you go to work, and it's like you were saying, like if you're thinking about work or taking phone calls or doing work outside of work, then that's no good. But if you concentrate on your work and then you leave that there,
yeah.
For me, it's just a matter of making sure that if you can, you become the right person at the time. So if you're at the beach, you become the best beach goer. I'm enjoying the beach. If you're at if you're at work, you become the
but
best.
the
All in the
beach,
moment.
the beach helps you. It's not like you have to become the right person. The beach, actually, that's the thing. The beach makes you become. To me, I just spent 2 hours.
Well, the beach is wonderful. The water,
beach
the
gives
ocean.
you that.
It's
the
the
right
ocean.
person.
It's the ocean that allows you.
I don't need to become the right person. The beach makes me the right person.
Yeah.
It's not a conscious decision. I'm going to be.
Well, we need the ocean. There's some people that like it, and some people that love it. But yeah, it's no coincidence that civilizations have revolved around water. But obviously, the ocean and rivers and waters have given a lot of benefits, like food and so forth. But there's also a certain spiritual connection with the water, and especially the ocean. When especially this ocean that we have here, just 10 minutes away.
It's beautiful.
So, but it's easy to get carried away and think that you need more. So you work 4 days, and then you end up working 5 days and 6 days. You can easily end up working 7 days because what you're doing is that you're just you're not doing more. What you're doing, you're just paying more for what you're doing. So rather than travel economy, you'll be traveling first class and so forth. So if you earn $100,000 a year or you earn $10 million a year, there's not much difference in what you're going to be doing. So you're still going to be wearing, one shirt at a time.
Sure.
You're still going to be sleeping a certain amount of hours. You're going to be having a certain amount of holidays, but you're just going to spend more at these times, which doesn't add to the happiness, I think. That's a big mistake. So if you can find, there's a point where humans can be happy with certain amount of things in their life, like food, shelter, love, water, and so forth. From there on, what you add is not going to add to your happiness directly. It's just going to what's going to do is just going to add to your experience of those events. So, say if you decide to go into the city and go out partying,
live it up
with your wife, you can stay at a 3-star hotel, you can stay at a 5-star hotel, but you still be doing the same thing. And so, but there's a point, I think, where more money and more time you invest in getting that money doesn't add. It starts taking away.
It's like that Mujica said. He said, when you're paying for something, you're not paying it with money, you're paying it with time. The time that it took you to earn that money. It's a very brilliant.
Beautiful. Well, it's a very stoic way of looking at things. It's not new, but because in a capitalist society we grew up with certain myths that we think that we require more, and we start competing against others that have a bit more than us, it's easy to fall into that. So it's important to remind yourself that, okay, I got a certain amount. Sure, as a personal thing, you might decide, okay, I want to have a little bit more of this. That's fine. But you've got to know that that's going to come at a cost. And are you willing to give your time away from your children, away from your wife, away from going to the beach, away from having a nap and so forth? And so the way I look at it is that most things in life give you a certain amount of pleasure or add to your life. And it's a bit like an inverted U. Most things start giving you, so it starts going up. Then it comes to a point where it's pretty much neutral, where you're giving as much as you're getting back. And then it starts going down. It starts taking more from you. And I love Winston Churchill's response when they asked him about alcohol, because he used to like a drink, and he said, alcohol, I've taken more out of alcohol than alcohol has taken out of me. And that's so true. There's a point where alcohol will take more out of you if you just drink for the sake of drinking. But if you're drinking to enjoy it, that's the same as running, it's the same as sex, it's the same as money, it's the same as pretty much anything you can imagine. There's a point where if you put more time into it, it'll start taking more from you, physically and emotionally. So, and I worked that out a little while ago, and I think if you can stick to that inverted U, where just before it starts being neutral and you can take more from it, that's wonderful.
Look, you'll always, again, this is the society we live in. We know that we have to work to pay things off. Okay, that's just inevitable. we weren't blessed, not even blessed. We weren't just given the luxuries of being raised with rich parents. But again, you see these parents that have rich kids, and I like the struggle. I think I identify myself, the fact that I've struggled, because I appreciate the times that those little gifts that we get, like you were saying, those little trips to the city, or actually there's meaning to it. Whereas people that have had everything, they don't grab any meaning from anything they have, because there's just no work, there's no comparison. But we appreciate stuff because, mate, we grew up. Okay, Tom. Voy al baño.
What makes you happy, Heather?
World peace. Yeah. Oh, Carlos. World peace, then Carlos. World peace, then Carlos. Yeah. I don't know. The health of my family and friends. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's different. Whoa. Anything you want to add?
I guess, being happy, existing in a world where people mainly have their needs met. That's important, I think. Yeah. No undue, no suffering. Yeah, good health. Kind people.
Yes, it's about, I suppose, surrounding yourself against people.
Sure.
Or around. It's about surrounding yourself with people that have that similar type of you. Because there's always going to be suffering.
But I guess there is suffering, but I mean, not undue suffering, that doesn't sound right, but suffering, I don't know, I guess major suffering, I suppose. I'm not quite sure how to frame that. Everyone's going to suffer, but it'd be nice if we're here and no one really suffers more than they
have to.
They have to. Yeah.
It's inevitable that.
But I mean, it's great that we're not going to be bombed. Like, my house is not going to be bombed tomorrow. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's great I can go to the hospital.
Yeah.
It's great I can, have enough food.
Yeah.
It's great. I think suffering where you don't have enough food, where you're not safe, that I'm grateful that we're not in that place. Yeah.
Yeah.
People I love yeah.
The fact that actually we can sit here, talking on, microphones that are pretty high quality, and I just heard a bird croaking outside the silence. Imagine these people that are being brought up with bombs, they're walking their kids, and there's landmines, we got no concept of that.
No.
No.
And I'd love world peace, but the realist in me says it's impossible, because this society is set up based on chaos. They want wars. They want suffering. Suffering is actually making a lot of people a lot of money and giving them a lot of power. We need. I wish that I could, like you said, I'd love to live without the concept of world peace, but the realist in me says it's impossible. And unfortunately, it's not going to happen. So what do? We surround ourselves with people, like you were talking, I think I was into it. I say that a tribe of people that actually bring each other up, that actually make each other feel happy. When I hang out with you guys, I could have there was all these invitations, years, come to this, and then let's go to this thing, let's go to this party. Fuck, I thought, no way, I just want to just hang out with my friends and family and see the new year off like that, because I've been in situations where I've gone to the best parties and, wow, you went to this place. I never felt so lonely in my life and so sad.
Yeah, that's true.
When that clock strikes 12 and you're amongst all the beautiful people, but you feel lonelier than you've ever felt. I think, fuck, so I'll just come here. My parents are here. My best friends are here.
Jack becoming philosophical about his search for his own place in the world. We will continue our discussion next month with the third installment of this interview. Friends of Private Universe, thank you for listening, and remember, existing is a miracle.